Good morning, everybody, and welcome to Thursday's Gogglefrogs. And yes, it is now called Gogglefrogs. I've been very busy this morning working on admin stuff in the background, and I have officially renamed your invite to say Gogglefrogs. So that should make you laugh every day. I am running slightly behind, and it is just me this morning. So I just want to, while I am while I run and grab myself a drink, just want to see if this works. Hello, good morning, everyone.
Yes, could actually got the
Was
sound
that better
going
today, Claire? Could you hear it? Fantastic. So I've worked out how to put the videos onto the session. I just need to do it in advance, which means that we can have Steve in at some point. Yay! So, morning, everybody. So my apologies for having to do that. I did say at the beginning, running slightly behind this morning. So let's go through and do good morning, usual good mornings. Good morning, Brigitte.
Hello.
Morning, Candice. Morning, Debbie. Morning, Jackie. Jackie, I hope that wasn't too distracting if you're working in the background. Good morning, Linda Ellis. Morning, Mindy. Morning, Marion. Morning, Safia. And morning, Sally. So I hope you all had a lovely afternoon last night. And I thought what we would do this morning is start with just a teeny tiny little bit of possibly good news. So I realised that it's 4-day weekend this weekend for lots of people who aren't currently working. For those who are working even. So I thought that I would put on an extra show tomorrow. So we're going to do just 1 hour tomorrow. So we'll do 10 till 11 tomorrow. Saturday we'll do 10 till 12. Sunday we usually take the day off, so I would still like to do that if that's possible, as it is Easter. And then back on Monday, and we'll do 10 till 12 on Monday. So lots and lots of knitting and nattering to look forward to. And if I actually pulled my finger out today, I might appear in the garden for one of the sessions. If I can find somewhere where the sun doesn't shine too brightly.
Not too bad, not too bad. Still a bit stiff, but I will live.
So how are you today, Claire?
So okay. What was I doing yesterday?
And how was your afternoon yesterday?
I was finishing this off. So I was sitting and sewing yesterday afternoon, finishing off bits and bobs. Lovely. I will show you that again later.
Okay. Morning, Natalie, and morning, Dawn. Dawn says, another lovely walk in the fields. It's gorgeous out there. Yes, it does look like it's a lovely day today. So I am, after this, going to have a quick bite to eat, and then I'm going to plonk myself in the garden and actually get it into a usable condition for the weekend. So there we go. So do please in the chat tell us what you were up to yesterday afternoon. Tell us how your morning has been so far. And as usual, send through your posts for work in progresses, finished projects, and things like that. Claire says, sure, that wasn't a ball you prepared earlier. That borders on wizardry.
But thank you very much. No, you saw all the pieces. Probably, yeah.
You could probably sew it in your sleep now, couldn't you?
Because the print was a bit bigger than I expected when it turned up, I scaled up the pattern, so that's why it's the size of a football. But, you know, that's not a bad thing in itself.
Right. Marion says she was knitting chicks,
I thought that might happen,
and if she doesn't see another, it will be too soon. Yes. Right. So I played yarn chicken yesterday afternoon.
Go on then.
And would you like to know whether I won or not? So I did win yarn chicken yesterday afternoon. And yes, Marion, I've got the picture. I will see it. Morning,
Let me just
Debbie.
bring mine.
Never done this before, so watching at the moment. Thanks for the invite, Claire.
Very
You're
good
more than welcome,
there.
Debbie. Okay, you're more than welcome, Debbie. Oh, lovely. Debbie, welcome. You can see us, we can't see you. There should be a chat box on the right-hand side of your screen, and that's how you put messages in. If you want to send pictures of what you're working on, if you find Angela and Robert Web TV, which I will change to Gogglefrogs later, then you can upload your pictures there and we can show them on the screen as well. Marion, yes, I did get your picture. I will show them later. So I did win at Yarn Chicken. Answers in the chat, please. How much yarn do you think I had left from the purple to the grey to play with?
Go on. Oh,
I will share and show the answer later.
Very good.
So, but suffice to say, I was very pleased with it.
Oh my word!
It's done.
Oh, brilliant!
It's done. It folded up.
Excellent.
And I have a picture of me wearing it, which I can show you all later as well. But it is done.
Nice one.
There we go. And then it's about 1.5 meters in length. Yes, it's huge. Hello, you. Sorry, I'm about to get cat attacked. I think. Where are you going? For those of you that haven't seen him before, this is Bex. This is my baby. So, how did I win Yarn Chicken? Bobber, are you sat on the yarn?
Oh.
So that is all I had left after I had sewn in the end.
I bet you're feeling dead chuffed now.
And I had 30 centimetres left.
That is impressive.
Before it went into the grey.
Lindy took a guess at
yes, I was
probably about
really
half a metre, not quite, a bit less. But do you know about the yarnless bind off for when you lose at Yarn Chicken? No, I don't. This is looking a bit impressive, actually.
No, I don't.
Debbie asks, was it one ball of variation or colour? It was a ball of, what make was it again? Was it Starcraft? Yeah.
2 balls of Serdar colour wheel, and I did the first ball the way it was wound, and then the second ball I reverse wound so that the colour went backwards.
Sort of as a, it stripes itself.
So, sorry, I'm just making a note to find a YouTube video of the yarnless bind off. I have this morning worked out, as those of you that joined at the beginning will know, how to put YouTube videos into Demio to then play it with sound. And we are going to, at some point during today's session, show show you the Russian joins video that I found on YouTube. So I've made a note to find yarnless bind off so that I can upload that, so we can come back to that at some point. So I think now that I know how it works or how to do it, any tutorials that you want to see or suggestions that you have, I will find videos for them and upload them so that we can show them during the sessions going forward. Other food for thought as well is we talked yesterday about having Lindy re-show her Sheringham and Bedfordshire Library, Leighton Buzzard Library talk which she has very kindly agreed to. So my shout out at the moment is, if you have pictures of those, please email them to me or messenger them to me so that we can collate them all together for Lindy. And then if there's future talks that you would like to, do for us, then do let us know. We can invite you as a presenter, and we can tell people in advance what it's going to be about. Did I have anything else?
Real.
No, not that I can think of. So Debbie says, I would never have thought
Calvin,
that clever. I must show Calvin that for his rainbows.
Calvin's
Thanks.
Debbie's son.
I'm guessing Calvin. Sorry?
Who's also crocheting.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, does he? Ah, do show us some pictures and do invite him to join us as well. The advantage of using this system is it's cameraless unless we've sent you a link. So that's good. Let's just see who else has joined the room. So Pam has joined. Morning, Pam. Hope you're keeping well. I'll say good morning to Natalie again. Morning, Natalie. And Evelyn has joined. Morning, Evelyn. I have some pictures from my sister, who sent me some pictures of her crochet last night. I'm just going to play in the background and see if I can get.
Morning, Pamela. Morning, Evelyn. While Robert's fiddling with technology, the rest of my greys turned up, so I can carry on with my grey blanket, which is what I'm doing right at the moment. So I'm adding to my grey. Yep, so I can get cracking on that now. Oh, and also, lovely. What I made a start on yesterday was, do you remember the lily? You remember the lily ponds? You remember the first blocks from Lily Pond was all stripes?
Yeah.
Well, I sat last night in front of the telly sewing some ends in. And because it's all stripes, there are hundreds of them. So that's going to be a very tedious job. So I've been sitting there doing that while something more interesting has been on the telly. And then I'll move on to the next bit, I think. So that went well in the end. What else?
There must be a crochet version of the yarnless bind off.
Well, I suppose.
Save you having to weave all the ends in.
There is a way of crocheting over ends.
Good morning, Janet.
But that takes a bit of forward planning. I don't know. It kind of works a bit differently, so I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, that was when I barely knew how to crochet anyway. So the fact that I left myself long ends was probably quite good.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh, I see. Thank you, Lindy. Lindy says, take a deep breath for this. For yarnless bind off, you need to start at the opposite end of the work from the point where the working yarn is. Easiest with circular needles, yes it would be. Then effectively just do slip stitch, pass stitch over to the end with the working yarn. So instead of knitting and then slipping a stitch over, you just do the slipping the stitch over. It's easier to show than explain. Yes, I'm sure it is actually, but I think I've got it in my head, which is no help to you lot at all. However,
yeah. That's fine. I've put it on a note. I will YouTube it later and see if there is a video that exists, and then we can upload it to the session. Janet, while I've got your attention, you did mention last week about doing something for us. Please, can you email me and remind me what it was? And you were trying to message me yesterday. I finally got your messages when I picked up my iPad last night. For some reason, they're coming through to my iPad, not my phone. Don't know why. I do have your email, the picture that you sent on email, so I will show that as well at some point when we get into working projects. Sandra says, morning, day off, so popping in. Good morning, Sandra. You're more than welcome.
All right.
Sorry, I'm doing things in the background again. Right, so my next thing I'm going to do is... So this is what I have left over from the shawl. And for those of you that have known me for quite some time, you'll know that upstairs in my wardrobe I have a stash of granny squares, because every DK project that I do, I make a square that I'm going to use for a blanket to make for my friend, so I can give it to her when it's big enough, when I've got enough squares, and say, every time I've made a project, I've made a square out of what I've done to make this blanket for you. So that's what I'm going to do with those. And the good thing is that one is wound purple into green, and the other one is green into purple. So there'll be two completely different squares.
As it was, I was digging out an old project where I do have a couple of little ball ends from previous project just wound and put in a bag. And there I was, only about 45 minutes ago, sitting there going, wonder what I'm going to do with those. So there you go. I think you've given me the idea there, because it doesn't take long to run up a little square, does it? And then stick it in a bag somewhere, and eventually you'll have enough to sew together.
No.
Oh, no, that's lovely.
Yeah.
Good. So is Gary in today?
He's working.
Right.
So Gary has a team of 4 people that report into him, and they've all been furloughed, and Gary hasn't. So Gary is now having to do the work of 5 people. So he's definitely Mr.
Grumpy Pants at the moment.
So he's not very happy. So I've got up. I've been a good husband. I've hoovered the house. I've tidied up a little bit. I've planned dinner for tonight.
Very good.
I'm going to do the garden so we can have a restful weekend.
Oh, well, I'm sorry to hear. Yeah.
Claire, can I ask you a question? When you're starting your chain for your centre, how many do you do? Do you do 4 or 6?
A bit tight.
4.
But it does actually, for me, right, hang on, let me wave this at the camera. Yeah. For me, it does actually square it out. Oh, there we go. So no, I do 4. I think I did start. The instructions I read somewhere said 5. Somewhere else said 3. So I had to go at a few, and 4 seems to work for me and this yarn.
Yeah. I'm a bit like you in that it's been so long since I've done a square.
Well, there's no harm in going back to basics every now and then. So there we have it. Good. So in the rest of the world, people in the chat box, what's the weather like where you are? It's absolutely beautiful here. Okay, Brigitte says with double knit she does 4, Aaron she does 6. Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Sandra, hello Sandra. Yeah. Lovely sunshine in Goring. Super. Natalie says it's overcast and breezy. Where are you, Natalie? Boo! Jinx.
Natalie, remind.
Ah, right. Hello, Natalie and
Natalie,
Preston.
remind us where you are.
When my husband and I met, he was living up that way, so I know it reasonably well. Janet says it's so nice here. She's off for a walk. I don't blame you, Janet. See you another day.
No, I don't. Enjoy your walk, Janet.
Deborah is near York. It was dull, but the sun's just coming out. Lovely. Glad to hear it. Oh, right. Let's just get round the corner here a second. There we go. Have you heard from Angela this morning?
Yes, I have. Her dad has not had a good morning, so she is not able to join us today, I'm afraid. But I am going to physically call her later rather than just message.
Yes, do.
I will, as usual, pass on all of your loves. Deborah is in New York. Welcome, Deborah from New York. Wow, that's like both sides of the globe we've gone to now. We've had people from Charlotte. We've had people from Australia, and now we've had people from America. Wow. Oh, near York.
So we have people from both sides of the Pennines, which is almost as exciting.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny. Sally, what were you saying about your glasses? Yeah. Right. Charlotte and set up choose evening. Okay. Oh dear. Oh, I wasn't the only one. Lindy read it as New York as well.
Mm-hmm.
That makes me feel so much better. Thank you, Lindy. Lindy, how's the weather in Reading this morning? I'm sure it's Reading.
I'm sure you're right.
I could be wrong.
We'll find out in a sec. Oh.
No, Robert.
So what are you doing now?
Get the stitch count right.
Oh, the squares for your ends.
Oh, I've just started this squares for the end, yeah. Lindy says she's near Ascot Racecourse, sunny and warm.
No, Deborah, don't worry about it. Deborah says, thought for one awful moment I'd typed wrongly. No, it's not you. And even if it was, it just gave us all a bit of a chuckle. So no, not at all. Don't worry. It's all good.
It's me. I do need varifocals and need to get them as quickly as I can, really. I'm sure that's what's the cause of my headaches, especially when I keep knitting in the evenings and keep flicking up from my knitting to the TV. I'm sure it's not doing me any good.
I think my problem is in our living room, the light isn't very good in the evenings. So that doesn't help me. Well, it can get a bit dark in here.
Oh, right.
Yeah, unfortunately, we need to replace the whole set of light fittings because they only take the awkward halogens at the moment because we've got very low ceilings.
Right.
We can't really have pendant lights, so.
Yeah.
But anyway, that
Right.
gets boring and technical. But after all this is over, we're going to get an electrician in to look at a few light fittings anyway. So.
I had a quote to replace ours, and they wanted and to replace our smoke alarms, they wanted £300 to replace 2 lights and 3 smoke alarms.
Yeah.
And in the end, I replaced the lights myself.
Yeah, if they were fairly straightforward, it's something that I would do. But as I said, these are kind of flush ones that take halogens, so they're slightly more awkward light fittings. But never mind. But yes, I want something with bulbs that are easier to change. Yeah. And you have to get the right
because
ones.
halogens are fiddly, aren't they?
Yeah, so we've got all daylight bulbs upstairs and everywhere else, but just not down here. But never mind. It's not the most important thing in the world. We will sort it out in the fullness of time.
Ah, that's better.
Oh yeah, does help.
I remember what I was doing.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, did you dig out that fateful jumper in the end? Oh right.
Well,
I don't know whether you didn't know whether you put things away.
So
Okay.
you probably can't see that particularly well, but that's what I'm aspiring to.
Right.
That's what led me to wanting to do a jumper, because I really, really like that. And I saw it at a show and thought, oh, yes, I'm going to do that. But then I've never done one before. So inside they have, struggle to show it to you.
Yeah.
Just a very plain jumper.
Right.
That's what I'm doing. There we go. So that's the colour that I'm using, which you can just see by my finger has some blue flecks in it.
All right, well, that's not bad.
And that's as far as I got on the back.
Right.
And then that's as far as I've got on the front. I've got quite a lot to do on the front, and then we can have a look at the pattern. So that will be coming soon.
Jolly good. Oh.
I was getting replays. Never mind. I'll work on it. I did do it about 10 minutes before we were due to start this morning. Lindy says, Claire, bad idea to put things away. I've just found a crochet jacket I abandoned as I wasn't happy with the sleeve stitches. Wasn't sure if I had enough yarn to complete. Probably been sitting around for at least 3 years. Yes, Lindy, I will share the problem with the pattern, but when I get to the point of wanting to do the pattern, if that makes sense. I'm sure it's very simple. It's described as a raglan sleeve, but it doesn't read like a raglan sleeve. Not that I've had experience of one, but people I've shown it to says that doesn't read like a raglan sleeve. So
yes, unfortunately, some time ago, I occasionally started on projects being a bit ambitious and keen, but they were ended up a bit beyond my capability. And unfortunately, I don't have a lot of space. So sometimes things did have to go away, as opposed to just being tidied up a bit. But usually, if I am packing things away, I'll pack it all complete with the instructions and all the yarn and things like that. And I dug one out, as I said, the lily pond one I dug out last week. So actually, for a change, it works in my favour. Doesn't usually, but there you go. Deborah says, "Did I miss your completed rainbow wrap, Robert?"
Kind of. I have pictures. I will show them. I just want to do this round. I've got quite a few other pictures to share. So in the meantime, if you have pictures to share, then do send them to Angela and Robert Web TV, or to me through Facebook Messenger, or email, or WhatsApp if you have my number, and we will share them from there. Because I've just remembered I can get
hooray,
WhatsApp on the computer, so I can show the pictures there as well.
Right, let me just finish this square off a sec. Oh. Right. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. There we go. Bro. Right. Well, anyway, for those who missed it earlier, this is what I've been working on for most of the week. Okay. I have done workshops on these, and some people have made them up in bright colours and put tassels on them and used them as hanging decorations. That's worked quite well. But these are quite good because they're very tactile, and even as grown-ups, you can sit and fling them about for a while. And for little ones, if you make them smaller, they're absolutely great for holding on to. So this one is for a maths teacher colleague, hence I tried to find a print with numbers and sums on. But unfortunately, when it arrived, the print was a lot bigger than it looked like in the photo when I ordered it. So basically I scaled up the pattern so that you could actually at least get whole numbers on it. But that's why it's the size of a football rather than a usual littler one that I make. But even the little ones get very, very fiddly, and to join them together, it is a bit of a pain in the neck. But yeah, dead pleased with it. And, I will sit here and play with it for the next hour. So, yeah, they are jolly good things. So, yeah, for anyone who has me on their Facebook, I've been trying to post something crafty every day. It hasn't necessarily been every day. I missed a couple of days for assorted reasons. But this'll be today's posting. So, yes, I called it social distancing, but with the social as a SEW. So, yes, a minor pun or play on words.
And you said yesterday you thought you had the handout from the workshop somewhere.
The thing is I decommissioned an old laptop the other day, and then I downloaded everything onto a memory stick. And I'm not entirely sure which drawer I put that memory stick in, but it's there somewhere, or it might be on my Dropbox. But yes, I do have it somewhere. I just haven't quite located it yet, because yesterday afternoon I decided to get busy finishing. which is, if you know me, you understand that that is a fairly rare feat. I am not the world's greatest finisher.
Right. So let's go into some pictures. So Janet, I'm going to show. Ooh, where did that go? Oh, I had it this morning. Where's that gone? There. That's where it is. Right. I'm going to show you. Janet said yesterday she was messaging pictures of her
Wow!
weaving that she was doing. I know. I looked at that and I was a little bit like, "Oh wow, how do you manage that?" So
that is
yeah,
incredible.
I'm gonna have to find out. That looks amazing, doesn't it?
How on earth? Well, very, very clever people. Well done, Janet. She went for a walk, didn't she?
Yeah.
But we shall tell her when she comes back. But that is incredible. The thought that it must take to get those sort of patterns is astonishing.
Right. Sandra has just sent a picture of what she's doing. Now, there we go. So my understanding with these is where people are wearing the face masks, it's catching behind their ears and rubbing. So this is a strap that you put on the back of your head.
Brilliant.
And then put the mask around
Yeah.
the buttons. So it's then not wearing on your ears as you go as you wear them. So that is a very, very good idea.
Yeah.
So well done, Sandra, for doing those. Let's see what else we've had come in. Marion has sent a picture of her Easter chicks. There we go. And then there's a chocolate egg in there, which I guess what the ribbon is doing is tying the head to the body to hide the egg. So, and I think she said this morning that she's done enough of those now, so she'll be quite
always
happy
famous
to never ever
last
have
words,
to do one again.
but I do understand the sentiment.
Let's see what else has come in. Linda Ellis has sent some pictures of the new project that she's working on. Come on.
Ooh.
There we go. So this is a, I can't remember what she called it, a water lily cardigan.
What a pretty colour.
By Rita Taylor. Here's the back of my new project, the Water Lily cardigan by Rita Taylor. It's knitted in Stylecraft Bellissimo, which has excellent yardage and stitch definition.
Crikey.
I got up to the armholes with just one ball.
Yeah.
So yeah, that does seem to be going quite some way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Let's see what else we've had. Now, yesterday, do you remember we were showing the...
Yes.
Oh, I'm still sharing. Good. We were showing this cube. Yeah. Well, I was then sent a link.
Now.
For the kit. So for £5, you get all the instructions.
As it happens,
and you get the foam
I have
blocks that
foam
you need.
cubes in my loft. They're a little bit bigger than those ones, but they will do the job. So if you want a set to play with at some point, I can dig them out and share a few around. Because I bought some for a City and Guilds project I was working for, which I never actually did. But they were just too useful a thing to just then chuck out. So I have foam cubes. I just needed to check with Mort whether they were still in the loft or not, but they are.
Okay. Right. I've had some pictures come in on email, so let's have a quick look at those.
Where am I at? Right.
So this is from Lindy, who has sent 2 pictures. And this is a shawl she has done
beautiful.
in Northern Lights.
Just my colour as well.
And then
yeah.
It's definitely Jackie Taylor's colour. And then that's the Flutterby that she's been using as well.
No.
And apparently Flutterby is not that nice to work with.
Right.
Lots of people having problems with Flutterby,
or not behaving or something?
I've been told. I don't know. Let me just read. Oh, it's a lap blanket.
Right.
And it's yellow, not cream. And now that I've read that it's yellow, I can see the yellow. But before I did think it was cream. Right, I've had some pictures in from Sally Ann. Now, Sally Ann has been doing something very nice and very, very different.
Oh, hello.
She's been embellishing clothing.
That is very pretty.
Look at that. It is. Lots of detail on that one. And then we have another one as well.
Oh, if it's Sally, I assume that's machine embroidered. Yeah.
Possibly.
Well, that's a pretty one. So, machine embroidered organza. Yeah.
Very nice.
Oh, well done.
And then I mentioned earlier on what my sister had been up to, who unfortunately
Yeah.
can't join us because she has a 7-year-old
Need
and a
entertaining.
12-year-old at home who, yes, and lots of attention. So she actually
Wow.
crocheted that elephant.
How cute. Yeah.
I know. That's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's actually
On a
on
blanket. Oh. Oh,
the
that's
corner
really
of a
cute.
blanket she's made for somebody. So, and then I said to her that she said that it wasn't. I said to her it looked stunning, and she said to me, "Thank you." She said, "But I bet it's nowhere near as good as yours." I said, "Well, I've never attempted anything like it, so I'll
And the blanket's very
I'll take
tidily
that as
done
a
as
yours is
well.
better than
Very
mine."
even. So she should be very chuffed.
Yeah. And then here is
Ah, go you. Well done.
the shawl. And I was trying to explain to people about this edge.
Yeah.
And that you can see it there,
Yes.
the plaited effect. That's the same effect you get when you cast off, but you get it up and down the sides just by slipping pearl wise.
Yeah.
At the beginning of each row, it creates that lovely plaited effect.
Very good.
So it's now got that effect on all three sides of it.
Very.
Sandra has just sent
Lindy asks,
something as well.
amazing work by both Robert and his sister. Which one of you started crocheting first?
I think we both started knitting about the same time. And then I said that I'd ventured into crochet, and she had as well. So I don't think there was a definite. I would say we both did it about the same time without actually talking to each other about it as well. And she's trying to teach her 12-year-old how to crochet.
Yeah.
And it depends on their mood whether they're interested or not. But she does some beautiful things.
Yes.
And on the screen at the moment is a picture from Sandra.
Yeah.
Of I think that's a jumper that she's about to sew together. I love the colour work in the top.
And the stripes will match.
Those colours go really well together.
So Sandra says, yes, it's a baby jumper. Right then, a few messages. So Brigitte says, love that edge, Robert. You're sure. Georgie's come in. Morning, Georgie.
Thank you.
Morning. Sorry I'm late. Work discussions. Have just sat down with my Frosties and a cuppa. Ooh, Frosties. So Sandra says, yes, it's a baby jumper. Sally says, it's gorgeous. And Sandra says it was leftover yarn from her monster temperature blanket. Oh, yes, I forgot that. That was a monster temperature blanket.
Yes. Morning, Georgie. Enjoy your Frosties. Judy is in the room. Morning, Judy.
So what did I see yesterday that I was quite taken with? Oh, yes. I've got it here. Now, anyone who's familiar with the work of Attic 24, I do believe it's a lady called Lucy who comes up with some fabulous crochet alongs and patterns, and you generally uses style crafting kits. Well, at the moment, her recent thing has been crocheting flowers for flower gardens. Now, let me find this. Right. Here we go. Oh, that's clever. Right. Chrome tab. Attic 24.
Oh, we've lost Claire. I think Claire just did what I normally do and pressed the wrong button. So while we're waiting for her to come back, Lindy has asked, Sandra, did you crochet or knit your temperature blanket? And did you do a whole year of temperatures and what colour for each range? Now, what I will do, Sandra, to help answer that question is I will re-find your picture that you sent so I can show it. There we go. There we go. And it's absolutely huge because Sandra's laying in the middle and both her dogs are either side, as you can see there. Welcome back.
I managed to crash Chrome. Right, let's try that again.
It's all right, that's fine. So I've just pulled up a picture of Sandra's corner-to-corner temperature blanket. So Sandra says it was crochet corner-to-corner, one row a day for the year from the 1st to the 31st. And Sally says, oh my. Lindy says, thanks, Robert. I'm always impressed with the amount of work for those blankets. Natalie says, wow. Tracy says she's doing a temperature blanket. It's much bigger than she thought. I've used a completely unique colour for special days like birthdays to remember them. Oh, that's a lovely idea, Tracy.
That's a really good idea.
Safia says that's epic. Sandra says I used max temperature spring, summer, minimum temperature autumn, winter, roughly a 3-degree range. Right, Claire, I've stopped sharing, so if you've got
I'll see if I can do it this time.
Yes.
Bibbly bobbly bibbly.
Oh, Tracy says she was going to use a different colour for 3 family weddings, but they aren't happening now. Oh, sorry to hear that, Tracy. Yeah. However, she's going to put a week of coronavirus colour to mark the occasion. Okay.
Well, it's an epic piece of history.
Indeed. I love all the memes that have been going around about when they're teaching it in history in 2017, the most important things that they're going to teach are going to be no toilet rolls and nobody going out and deserted streets and stuff like that.
Well,
so yeah,
when we had our leaving, our last minute leaving assemblies for the year 11s and 13s, you know, we did say to them, people are going to be studying this in the future, you know, not just for the panic buying, but it's just generally how society coped. Okay, this isn't doing.
Is there a clap tonight?
Apparently
do you know?
So.
Does anybody know? And what's it for this week?
Well, it's the thing that I've seen on Facebook says still carers, but to be perfectly honest, you know, I wonder if it continues, whether it's going to diminish its meaning. Don't know.
Well, no, because in Spain they've been doing it every night at 8 o'clock, haven't they? For all the workers, yeah.
Well, that's fair enough. Can you see a shared screen there?
I've got bubbles.
Ah, right.
So it's attempting to share it.
Yeah, it's not playing.
Claire, if you put the link, put the link in the chat and I'll share it. Brigitte says it had to be done. I put 5 toilet rolls in the freezer. You never know. Why have you put toilet rolls in the freezer? They don't go off. Please do enlighten us. Sally has just asked the same question.
My mother-in-law used to keep the family.
Excuse me.
Oh, yep, go for it. My mother-in-law, just to lighten the mood, yeah. I was about to say, I didn't know your curries were that potent, Brigitte. My mother-in-law used to keep the family jewellery collection in the freezer, in the chest freezer, in a Tupperware box in the freezer. Because she used to say, if anybody's going to break in the house, nobody's going to be thinking of looking under a lamb joint for the, family jewels. It's safe. It's cold. Nothing's going to happen to them. And she's absolutely right. That's exactly where she dug it out for us to have a look at. So, yeah. No, I thought it was a brilliant idea. Right.
Sorry, I am coming back to Attic 24, I promise. Now I'm starting to think I had less left on the first ball than I thought. So for those of you that can see, I have gone from green into purple. So and the other one that I will do will go from purple into green.
Super.
Brigitte says that's where the burglars are going to look for the jewels
that's
now.
Fine. As long as they're actually watching this podcast, this recording, and they know where my mother-in-law lives, then good luck with that.
Georgie says that's a very clever idea of your mother-in-law. And then says, what am I making? I'm making 2 squares, Georgie, out of what's left of my shawl to add to the squares that I have upstairs from all my leftover projects to make the blanket for my friend. Linda has got to go. Bye, Linda. It was Linda Ellis that's gone. Bye, Linda. Have a good day. Right, let's find Attic 24. Right, here we go. And share. Attic 24. There we go. Right, so it's on the screen now, Claire.
Oh, there we go. Right. If you scroll down, past the flowers, and you can see the one she's making. Now, these are fairly small, so can be done with odds and ends. So if you keep going, she's using colours from that might have been left over from a couple of her kits. So if anybody's done the sweet pea blanket, which I have, or if you're the kind of person that's going to have sort of flowery colours in your stash, then this would be ideal. But they are actually really quite accurate flowers, which is the bit that got me. They're just not like any old bunches of petals. They're actually really, really very pretty. So she's got some which are little polyanthuses. Polyanthi? Anyway, and some of the larger ones.
Oh, she put felt tip in the middle. I'd never have thought of doing that.
Apparently another crochet blog does that, because all you want is just a small detail, so you don't necessarily want to crochet a whole chunk of yarn in. So there is the full instructions with photos, and if you've ever followed anything from this blog, it's accurate and it works, and it's actually not that difficult. So Dawn shared this on her Facebook, and I went, oh, that's pretty. So even if you don't do the garland thing, you can definitely do things with those flowers. Maybe put them on a spring wreath or something. But Georgie says, love Lucy's designs from Attic 24. She is very clever. Yes, she is very clever. And the best thing about her work, though, is she's very good at explaining it. She'll take photos step by step. And as she says, her instructions are always spot on, which they are.
And there you can see the autumn garland that she's done as well. My my granny stripe blanket was Attic 24.
I've done one as well.
The edging on it is just amazing. I'd never thought of doing a border that she'd done on it. It was just so simple and effective. Dawn's saying, oh, Georgie's saying, I wish she would write a crochet book.
Yes.
Yeah. Dawn's saying, so pretty, her instructions were always spot on. Brigitte says she would have stitched a French knot in the centre of the flower. Felt tip is quicker, though.
Yeah.
French knot would have had a different texture to it,
but the thing is what he was doing is he probably might not have been able to see the photos, but it wasn't actually a single spot, it was streaks. So yeah, you probably could have sewn it in, but it would have been such a small detail because those flowers are really quite tiny. Dawn says, I'd recommend a hydrangea blanket. It's so easy to do but very effective. I have a Morelands kit tucked away somewhere, which I haven't done yet, so that's probably going to be a winter project at some point. But yeah, and you know, she works around Stylecraft special double knit, so to get her effect on things, you know, it doesn't cost the earth either. So Marion's got to go. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow, Marion.
Bye, Marion.
But my friend who was with us earlier, she popped in earlier. When she wasn't well, I sent her my sweet pea blanket, which I did of the same kit, which was very nice. So, Sandra's heading off too. See, Sandra, really nice afternoon. Dawn has put up the link to the hydrangea blanket.
Okay, give me 2 seconds and I'll put that up as well.
Let's put up the link to the kit. So. Now, chances are your local yarn shop could probably might already stock the kits or could possibly get them in too. So it's worth inquiring with them. And of course, a lot of the local shops do have Stylecraft special double knit anyway. So it's always worth taking a look. Right. Here we go. Oh, I was trying, but if you've just got bobbles up again, then
it's just bobbles.
I will give that one up.
It's fine, I've got it.
I am not using the most sophisticated laptop. It's just got a fairly decent camera.
There we go. There's the hydrangea blanket.
Oh.
You see that?
No, we've got the bottom of a... Oh, hang on.
There we go.
Oh, yes. Now, I like Lucy's flair for being able to put together sets of colours which are both colourful, but not too in your face.
Yeah, so that's all the colours that are in it. Oh, there we go. That's a better picture of the stitch.
Yeah, so it's kind of subdued pastels, which aren't too bright and shouty.
And so this is just an example of how good her pattern writing is. And she literally does show you step by step through all her tutorials of what to do.
I mean, to be fair, her 6-week crochet along took me about 5 months, but I got there in the end.
So there we go.
But yeah, just following one of those improved my crochet skills no end. So Dawn says she has the woodland kit to do at some point. Yes, the woodland kit is very, very pretty, actually. Brigitte says, just found out by weighing that she is playing yarn chicken for the 18 squares needed for a little blanket. Well, go on. We as a group are on a roll at the moment with yarn chicken, so may the odds be ever in your favour.
Absolutely.
So Dawn made the hydrangea for her lovely auntie who passed away last year. So it has a special place in her heart.
Oh.
So now it's with her uncle who is in isolation. Well, that's something lovely to remember for him to remember both of you by. So Brigitte's yarn chicken is for the 17 squares of variegated. I don't know. You'll have to send us a photo of that. I can't remember that one. Be lovely to see it and to know how you're getting on. Did send a picture to Robert. Oh, well, in that case, I must have missed it
then. Actually, yes, she did. Sorry, Brigitte, I forgot.
Natalie is currently knitting the Shetland Wool Week hat, but her concentration skills are rubbish, so she's taking a while. Join the club. That's why I'm doing something very, very easy this week. There is a lot of it about at the moment. So you are not alone on that one, Natalie. Oh! Very pretty. Right, well, good luck with that one.
Brigitte says she had 70 centimetres left.
Brill. Yep, sounds like us. Right. Right, I'm going to have to toddle away for a couple of minutes.
Okay.
Natalie says, doesn't it help you decided to tail off antidepressants just before lockdown? It doesn't. That plays havoc with your brain and your working memory and everything. I did it myself last year. But at least now you get a bit of quiet to deal with the aftermath. Right, I'll be back in just a sec.
Okay, no worries. Georgie says, I'm the same as you here, Natalie. I'm doing a Toft kit and can't seem to concentrate. Robert, your square is lovely. Yeah, it helps that it's variegated. Keep it going. Claire, we can still hear you, although we can't see you.
It's only the stone tree.
So everybody, do let us know what you're up to this afternoon, what your plans are for the rest of the day. And for those of you that joined us and missed the beginning, we are doing tomorrow for an hour, 10 till 11. Saturday, 10 till 12. Nothing on Sunday, and then Monday we're doing 10 till 12 as normal. So I threw an extra one in as it's Easter, because I felt that we might need it to get through the weekend.
Hey, right.
Are you back?
Yeah, just had to pop upstairs for something.
That's all right.
Jolly good.
Sorry, got to concentrate trying to do a join.
Oh. Right. Let's crochet with the right tail, shall we?
Yeah, that might help.
So Georgie says she's doing a Toft kit and can't seem to concentrate. Well, which Toft kit are you doing? Because I know they are things of beauty. Yes, there is a lot of not being able to concentrate about. I'm still not on my full quota of sleep yet. So that's why if some mornings I'm a bit scruffier than others, then that'll be why.
You can tell we're doing crochet, can't you?
Yeah.
Because we're not talking as much.
Apart from anything else.
Which is bizarre, because I find crochet easier to do without really looking at it. But I can talk more when I'm knitting, even though I have to look at the knitting.
I tend to have to count more in crochet.
Oh yeah, there is that as well.
So that's why we tend to mutter to ourselves a bit.
Georgie says she's doing Penelope the Bear.
Ah, jolly good. I'll look that one up. Dawn says, I'm constantly waking at night. Woke Adrian up the other night shouting, it's Raglan Day!
What? What's Raglan Day?
Fantastic. If you remember what that was about, I'd be delighted. So, Lindy says, I'm going to look up at how to use Zoom for an Embroiderers Guild committee meeting, go for a walk and possibly start knitting on square 4 for the Brum Cal this evening. Thanks for another great session. Lots of beautiful work shown again. Off now. See you, Lindy. It's been lovely to have you on board. Brigitte says, I haven't mastered knitting or crochet without looking. Me neither. I don't think that's ever going to be something. I can look up occasionally and hold a conversation. But yes, I do regularly have to stop to count or work out where I am. Yeah, it's, just one of those things, isn't it? I am in perpetual amazement of the kind of people that can knit something fairly small and intricate in, I don't know, 4-ply or double knit while watching the telly. No, don't get it. So there we go. Dawn has no idea what Raglan Day was about. Well, we'll have to make something up, I think.
Yeah.
Georgie has messaged me a picture of Penelope the Bear. Right, so my turn to go hunting now.
It does look lovely. Let's see if I can find the website and show everybody.
Yeah, why not? So, as I said, this isn't the most sophisticated of laptops. I might have to dig my work one out for next time.
ToskUK.com. Penelope. Here we go. So this is what Georgie is currently working on. There we go.
Oh, cute.
And this is the giant version.
Oh, is it?
Oh. Yeah.
Next time any of you lot are having a road trip up to Toft and it's on a day I can make, then I will be bunking in the car with you.
It's a lovely place to go.
So I understand.
Look at all that stitch definition.
I know. Isn't that beautiful?
Gorgeous.
Dawn says, having everyone at home and listening to their work conversation is fascinating and funny. Adrian is talking about bats and badgers. And Becky is in the middle of a team quiz with 60 people. Crikey. Brigitte says, brave Georgie. I tend to agree. And Georgie says that I would love it there. Yes, I'm sure I would. Not too sure about my bank, but there you go.
No.
But never mind. When this is all done. Yeah, found out yesterday on the subject of trips that the Festival of Quilts, which is usually at the beginning, well, it's the end of July, beginning of August, has now been postponed till next year. So that was one that I was hoping that they might persist with, but no, they've it's been cancelled for the year.
So such a shame that all these things are.
Yeah, so many small traders rely on the big exhibitions for a lot of their income.
Yeah. Well, if you think of the Fringe Festival, the whole of Edinburgh is just going to be completely dead in August now.
Yep.
All those venues are going to lose all that revenue and income.
Yeah, well, I was hoping that by July and, well, certainly by August, that people might have been taking a view. But no, even the, because I've got one big event, which is August Bank Holiday, which is still on the go. And I think it should be still on the go.
Right.
But I was hoping some of the July stuff would continue as well. But no, unfortunately, that's all going as well now. Boo! Never mind. There's always next year. I hope. But yes, about Raglan. Dawn says maybe she was dreaming about Robert's jumper.
Oh.
It's haunting her now. Sorry, Dawn.
Yeah, I'm sorry as well.
It was just too amusing.
I didn't mean for that to happen.
But you know, if we all sat down the picture house, we'd be chuckling about it too. So
yeah. So, and don't forget, folks, we've agreed that next Tuesday, which would have been the Black Lion Knit and Natter, we are going to do that virtually on here as well. So I'll send out the invite this evening, assuming I remember later, and then we will bring your drink and your project, and we'll do our normal Tuesday night knit, natter, and booze.
we shall have a virtual Black Lion.
We will.
Excellent.
Oh, see, you can open the door. Silly cat. Hello. Hello. This is what happens when I get involved in something at home. He just comes and decides it's cuddle time.
Yeah. Yep, you're doing something else. It's not allowed.
Fine. No, it's gone to lay in the sun instead.
Fair enough. I think that's a really fine idea.
Gonna hate me later when I do the grass.
Oh well. Is there much in the way of wildlife around your way? Do they bring it home?
No, they haven't done for a while. But I think that's because the estate's got bigger and there's just not the wildlife coming in anymore. When we first moved in, we had a rabbit.
Gosh.
And we used to have lots of birds. And we've had mouses in the house. Funniest time was at Christmas. And the Christmas tree goes in front of the back doors. And it was running from one side of the room to the other. So between the tree and the presents.
Oh, no.
And we were worried that it was going to run up the tree.
Oh dear.
And the thing is, though, is they bring it in, but once it's in, they're not interested in it.
Oh, no.
So if it's alive,
novelties,
they just don't care. Yeah, they just sit there and watch you.
You go, come on, do your job.
So, but thankfully, touch wood, recently, he's been all right. It's been a good few years since he's done it.
Fair enough. Well, it's like they brought their offerings home. What happens to it after then is not their concern. Right. Ugh. Oh, you got a bit quiet,
Dawn
love.
says Shivy. That's all right. That's fine. Dawn says Shivy used to steal frogs from Greenleaf School Pond. Found one in the tumble dryer one day. Oh my god! And he went through a phase of bringing bread rolls home. Where did he get the bread rolls from?
Well, at least that's useful.
Maybe the rolls were for the frogs. For you to have a sandwich.
No idea.
She has no idea where the rolls came from.
How baffling. Hang on a sec.
Sounds like my neighbours have brought the paddling pool or something out.
Oh, yeah.
Lots of screaming and giggling going on in one of the back gardens near me.
Fair enough.
I wouldn't have thought it was warm enough to do that.
Well, it might have perked up in the last couple of hours. Certainly looking very bright. I'm going to have to pop out later on and move my car, so I shall get to find out. Okay.
Jackie said for her daily walk.
Yeah.
Bye, Jackie. Enjoy.
Bye, Jackie. Have a good one.
Yeah. And cereal, we very rarely have to buy cereal because I only have breakfast bars in the morning driving to work.
Yeah.
And Gary's only home usually 2 days a week.
Yeah.
And he might have it occasionally at the weekend. But we seem to have gone through all of our cereal.
Yeah.
So I've now got to go and get that.
Yes.
And then
it's
roast dinner on Sunday because it's Easter.
Yeah.
He wants lamb, so I've got to go and find that somewhere.
Yeah. As far as I'm aware, meat hasn't been too much of a problem.
No, I don't think it will be. It's just how long am I going to have to wait outside to get in?
Oh, that's why I go at 8 in the morning. And then, of course, once it's done, it's done.
Yeah.
Tesco's wasn't fabulous, but the week previously, Morrison's was quite almost a pleasant experience. But I suppose
there was a video on Facebook yesterday of a Morrison's who were playing the party dancey music songs outside while people were waiting.
Oh, brilliant!
They had a huge group of people doing Agadoo.
Oh, that's brilliant.
I know, that's what I thought. That's kind of the spirit you want, because then people can't really moan, can they, about the fact that they're having to wait?
No.
Everybody's just having such fun while they're waiting.
And I sometimes think we as a society are not very good at entertaining ourselves.
No.
So actually, I think that's a lovely idea. Oh, that would amuse me a lot. Before. Oh, if I'm still crafting this afternoon, I'm going to be doing something else. This is getting a bit boring now. Right. Oh, hang on a sec. Who have we still got?
It's gone very quiet, so I'm starting to think it might just be us.
Yeah, I'm doing my best.
There we go. 1 square.
Oh, lovely.
Not blocked, obviously, but 1 square. So, and the next one will be purple into green.
Do you block squares?
It depends. I bought a square blocker, which is just like a piece of wood with some pins sticking out of it that I can block lots at once. So I think what I might have to do is wait until I've done all the squares that I'm going to do for that blanket, and then decide from there.
Yeah.
Whether they need to be blocked.
Well, I was looking at one of those, and I was looking at a few of those. Oh, Sally's off as well. See you, Sally.
Bye, Sally.
I was looking at one of those, and of course, I was looking at several of them on, I don't know, eBay and stuff like that. But then I looked back at my squares and thought, well, actually, they're all very evenly sized at the moment. So I'm not sure whether I am going to bother with this lot. They've all kind of turned out the same size.
I guess if you don't need one, then we've invested it.
Bless you, Safia. Safia says, I'm desperately trying to finish a blanket that I keep pulling back to change the colours, but I am listening. If it's just me, then please do get yourselves off if you want to. No, it isn't. It isn't just you, Safia. It's just that we went quiet and then the chat box went quiet, and in the end, I just end up checking to whether I was actually still online or not. So no, it's not just you. We are fine. It's just that everything stopped, and when everything stops, it just makes you go, is it still working? But yes, it is.
Yeah.
And I hope it's going well.
I'm just going to show you a picture that Georgie sent me this morning, a video.
Oh, yes.
Have a look at that. Crocheted globe of the world.
I saw that the other day. That is a phenomenal piece of work. Yeah, everybody got a square to reproduce.
And then, oops, go away. And then there's been a lot of talk online about face masks.
Yeah.
So there we go. We have some crocheted face masks.
Cute.
With a material lining inside.
Yeah. You've got to get.
Apparently now the recommendation is to wear a mask regardless, because they can't prove one way or the other whether it does or doesn't work.
Yeah, well, that's see, that's over in Spain. Oh, hang on a sec.
Sorry, I'm just trying to have a final look to see whether there's anything coming for.
No, that's fair enough. I was just quickly looking up. The other thing that I bought recently, well, seeing as I was ordering some stuff online, I flung it in the basket. I have actually bought a dress pattern. Now, I know some of you, knowing my penchant for sewing, some of you will be surprised that I don't do clothes. I make things. Now, there's a reason why I don't do clothes, because it is a different skill set. It's not all the same. It's not just a case of, oh, you can use a sewing machine. Well, surely you know how to make a dress. Well, actually, no, not really. I don't. I could probably give it a good go, but that's not the same as knowing how to do it. So I have actually bought myself a dress pattern. It's a particular company that's originally based in America, but I found a copy over here. They do larger size, nice things, because usually patterns only go up to a certain size, and even then they're on the small side. So this one goes into a bigger size. It should be reasonably straightforward. Now, the other reason why I don't usually do clothes is I don't have a dining room table or much in the way of cutting space or anything like that. So I shall have to work something out, but it's something I really do want to try and get into, or at least that I can say I've done it once. So that's actually quite a leap into the unknown for me. So don't ask how it's going for a while, because it's probably going to take me a long time to work out what fabric I'm going to use and things like that, because I'm going to have to see what yardage I've got down in the garage. But yes, so that was a bit of a leap into the unknown for me. So I have bought a dress pattern.
Safi says I cut out on the floor or the bed.
Yeah, well, it's going to have to come to that. I'm not really very good at to get up again,
No.
but I might have to do. But what I do is I have a large, if I do need a bit of a bigger space, I do have a large board that I put on top of my ironing board, which might actually be big enough for some of it. So we'll see. But yes, that's me being a bit brave. I mean, I know I'm regularly saying to people, it's only a bit of fabric. What's the worst that could happen? But this is potentially 4 or 5 yards of fabric. Yeah. The stakes are raised a little. So
Judy's going now. Bye, Judy.
See you, Judy. So yeah, so in my garage stash, I've got some yardage of interesting fabric from previous projects. So I'm going to have to see if I've got enough of any one thing for this dress. I will warn you, it's probably going to be a bit of a bonkers print. So we shall see. Oh. Right. Okay. Safia says, sounds good. Also, duvet cover material makes good dress material and can be a lot cheaper. Absolutely. I've used duvet covers to back quilts before.
Right.
So, yeah. Well, the thing is it's extra wide yardage of fabric.
Mm.
So, I've got a small pile of things like, double or king size bed sheets that I've picked up in a sale, because they are big enough that you don't have to put a seam down them.
Oh.
And, some of it's 100% cotton, but some of it, if it's poly cotton, then so what? Most of the stuff that I make is made to be used, hopefully. So some people can get awfully precious about fabric. And that has to be 100% cotton all the time and this, that, and the other. But as I said, sewing has been going on for, well, millennia. So, you know, why suddenly use hard and fast rules now? But yes, particularly bedding, if you're using Egyptian cotton and things like that, it can be a very fine weave. It can be very good quality cotton, but it got made into bedding instead of anything else. So it's actually quite a useful place to find considerable yardages of material, particularly in the Dunelm sale.
Right, folks, so we are at 5 to 12. So just a very quick recap of the plan for the weekend. So we don't normally do a session on a Friday, but tomorrow, as it's Good Friday, and most people who are out at work at the moment are probably going to be at home, we are running an extra session. So that will be from 10 till 11 tomorrow. We are going to stop at 11. Saturday we will do 10 till 12 again as usual. Nothing on Sunday, and then Monday will be 10 till 12 as well. Please do pass this on to your friends and family who are knitters or crocheters, and let's see if we can get some really good numbers attending this weekend. Whatever you are up to this afternoon, be safe, be careful, and have fun. And send through your pictures and messages ready for tomorrow's session. That's all from me.
Yeah.
So Claire, you have a lovely afternoon. Thank you again for co-hosting today.
That's all right.
I think we've realised that one of us needs to be knitting while the other one's crocheting. So there's not lots of gaps of silence. So I'll go back to knitting tomorrow. I will dig the jumper out and we'll plough through that.
Talk about your jumper, yes. Yeah, and I'll you know, I get bored of projects easily, so I tend to change them about a bit anyway. So
that's fine.
That'll be fine. We'll do that.
Right, well, have a lovely afternoon, everybody, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.